please find a seat if you can. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I hope you could all come up here and have this view of all these beautiful faces in this room. We're so happy to have you here this evening. My name is Tahira Naylor. I'm chair of the board of Nancy Campbell Academy. And this is an event that we look forward to each year and all year too. So we want to welcome you to this very special celebration, the graduation dinner for the grade 8 and 12 students of Nancy Campbell Academy. Tonight we gather not only to mark the end of an academic journey, but to recognize the incredible resilience, strength, and character shown by our graduates. These students have navigated some of the most formative years of their education during a global pandemic. And despite those challenges, they have not only persevered, but thrived. Today at the island, at the graduation ceremony on the island, you saw how many had achieved academic excellence. And you'll hear more tonight about how many have achieved excellence in service to their community, and of course the development of their characters during these formative years. So to our grade 8 graduates, we are so proud of your accomplishments and excited to see you grow into the leaders you're becoming. And to our grade 12 graduates, you now join a distinguished group of 762 Nancy Campbell alumni. So you will make up 780 alumni who have graduated from Nancy Campbell over the past 30 years. These alumni, and we know that these current graduates as well, will carry the values of this school into communities all over the world. We had the pleasure this year of celebrating our 30th anniversary at a reunion in May, and you'll see a short video about that later. But it was a true joy to see these relationships and connections that are formed at this school, how they continue to inform the lives of all of us, as well as all these graduates who have gone out into the world. So before we enjoy a lovely meal, we're going to take a moment to have a few devotions, an opportunity to center our hearts in gratitude and reflection. And I'd like to invite up the students who served in Grenada for 3 months this semester to offer those devotions for us. Following devotions, dinner will be served. It's buffet style this year. And our lovely Amin Rohani, who graduated last year, will be calling out the tables and telling us when we can go and get our food. And then we'll continue on with a bit of a program after dinner, and then there will be dancing. So make sure you stay for that part. Okay, so please welcome the SOAR students.
Wherefore, O ye illumined youth, strive by night and by day to unravel the mysteries of the mind and spirit, and to grasp the secrets of the day of God. Inform yourselves of the evidence that the most great name hath dawned. Open your lips in praise. Adduce convincing arguments and proofs. Lead those who thirst to the fountain of life. Grant ye true health to the ailing. Be ye apprentices of God. Be ye physicians directed by God, and heal ye the sick among humankind. Bring those who have been excluded into the circle of intimate friends. Make the despairing to be filled with hope. Waken them that slumber. Make the heedless mindful. Such are the fruits of this earthly life. Such is the station of resplendent glory. Upon you be Baha'u'llah.
thy grace, promoter of concord, amongst thy loved ones, devoted to thee. Make my heart overflow with love for thy creatures, and grant that I may become the sign of thy mercy, a token of thy grace, promoter of concord, amongst thy loved ones, devoted to thee. A token of thy grace, promoter of concord, amongst thy loved ones, devoted to thee. Make my heart overflow with love for thy creatures.
I'm having a hard time how to follow this. It was so beautiful. So there's quite a number of us, but the hotel staff is also prepared for us. So we have 2 hot stations tonight, one on each side of the room. And we're going to call 6 tables at a time, 3 on the left and 3 on the right, and then hopefully we'll move quite quickly. So there's the 2 hot stations at the back of the room, right, and the outside of the room, and in the middle is where the salads and the side dishes are. And then we have coffee and tea and juices on this side, and the pop is behind Mr. Rushdie there in a cooler fridge. So you can grab a can of pop over there. So we hope you enjoy this dinner, and then afterwards we'll get to the official portion of the evening. I'd like to call tables 1, 2, and 3 to go to the right at the back of the room, and tables 4, 5, and 6 to start us off on the left of the room. Enjoy your dinner.
I was sharing a short video from the Nancy Campbell's 30th reunion. As we mentioned earlier, these graduates will be joining that community of alumni, and we hope to have many more alumni events in the future. So we'll begin with this short video to give you a taste of the reunion. Emotional to be a part of their year history.
Being back has just been so sweet.
It's kind of nice to be able to put that side away and just be kids again.
We are brought right back to when we were in high school. It's been very healing.
It's like a launching pad to whatever you're gonna do next.
It was the first place that I didn't feel like who I was determined before who I could become.
It's an alternative education system that helps build contributors to society.
I get to see the work that Gordon Naylor has done. It's inspiring to see somebody's life work in action.
I think that's what's really beautiful, is it's always here.
To be part of this 30-year heritage of compassion and calling forward nobility feels like being a raindrop that's come into the ocean.
These people that you're at Nancy Campbell with are your people.
Nancy Campbell changed my life, and I honestly don't know where I would be without it.
I can see what Shahira meant. You look out over this group of people and you're just excited. We hope that tonight will be as enjoyable for you as it is for the grads who will be celebrating their hard work and moving on after tonight. And we have quite a lot of rewards, and we're going to try to move swiftly through because we realize the most serious part of the evening is the dancing that people want to get to, right? So I've been asked to just say a few words about the future and the present, and just having celebrated the time with graduates that were able to come, and of course many other graduates, have been screaming, and we did quite a bit of research to try to find out how many grads we had, and that may seem simple, but over the years it becomes difficult to follow people, especially if they don't keep their Nancy Campbell emails or give us another one, So that was a bit of a challenge, but we also identified through reflection with teachers and students kind of areas that we want to continue to learn about and continue to develop, because every institution of learning should be an institution that generates knowledge, and knowledge best generated from experience and trying to figure out what best works, what best inspires. And I was thinking, when we go on service trips, I like to say to the youth, say yes to quests. Everybody likes to have adventures. Some of the youth consider my driving a quest to endure, and I just tell them what happens in the service trip stays in the service trips. But it doesn't, of course, as you know. And we had so many wonderful trips this year that I was dizzied by the number of trips that kept happening and we kept going to, and it was very, very inspiring to be with the youth that are graduating this year and the ones that, of course, have graduated from the trips that have happened. And because we have had wonderful success with the 3-month program in Grenada, and now we've gone to the second phase of that, and so much has been accomplished in that short period of time in those areas in terms of community building that we are trying to have a trip, a 3-month period from September to December, and another 3-month period from February to April. So we'd have 2 groups. Part of that's because what's happened as well is that quite a few of the youth that are in the community that we've been working in, which is, considered a community that's a lot of people don't really visit often. So many of those youth have become so inspired. In fact, some of them joined the team that was working in the village and spent over 40 days taking part with them day to day, living with them, and now they want to do things like help other villages and go to other places to build community and so on. So you start to see this momentum happening, and that's what's led to us wanting to do that. And we also are going to have the students from, some of the students from the village haven't been able to complete their grade 12, so we're hoping to have them join our students and be able to improve on their own capacity to graduate from education. So in the service trips, they're always a surprise in terms of what happens. Nothing was more surprising than when I was landing in St. Kitts this time and realized that although I had wisely planned for a couple of people to come and help cook, somehow they got out of, they had to leave the tour, and I unwisely did not replace them. So as I was landing, I was thinking, wait a second, who's going to be doing the cooking for the next 15 days? And Benny can't cook. And anyone else that could did not tell me that they could. So, 15 youth for 10 days, that was a very exciting experience. But we got through it, and they were so complimentary. But the trick I learned to cooking was make sure they eat really late, because then they're so hungry. They just say how wonderful the food was, no matter what happens, Well, thank you, Mary, for the encouragement. She's claiming it was good, so that's wonderful. Anyway, there's always surprises, and sometimes we try to protect our youth from adventures and quests, and I always think whatever happens, no matter how crazy it is, to be able to transcend that and enjoy it is really important. And what else would you have to tell if you don't have some stories after you come back from an adventure like that? So the youth are always up for those adventures, and they're always great to be with. So this year, in terms of those trips, we had a 3-month service trip in Grenada, a 14-day trip prior to that in Dominica doing performances, and then 3 months that happened afterwards. Do you want to come and join me, or? This is one of my grandsons. I have a new grandson over there. His name is Baz. He's brand new, and he's And there he is, the light of our lives, the recent light of our lives. I have 16 grandchildren now, so that's very exciting. I told my 5 children that I have 5, and not to pass on the joy of that, but I told them they each have to have more than 5 because it's an ever-advancing civilization. And somehow their husbands didn't all agree with that, but they've been doing pretty good. We got to 16 so far. We'll see what happens in the future. But it's very exciting to see these grandchildren come up, and now my two of my grandchildren, after the first 2 that graduated, are in the school, so it's been a joy having them there. One of the facts that we realized by having the 30th anniversary is that we have 100% placement in universities for any student that wants to go to university, so that's exciting. And the other wonderful statistic that we discovered is 95% of our youth that want to go to a university end up getting the university of their choice, which is really high average. And that we feel that we want to, of course, continue the pursuit of how to acquire academic excellence and the capacity to critically think and sort out your values. And we talk about spirituality and material development, but when we define spirituality, we say it's that which gives meaning to life. And then, of course, there's our material needs, and these things always have to be balanced and pursued. And we encourage our students to always be integrating their values into their work. And so we really want to learn more about academic skills and critical thinking, and we keep working with our teachers to develop greater and greater understanding of that. And we've had to embrace a whole, technology has become a really important thing, that especially with AI, and there's a lot of fear about AI. And so, our teachers, we really kind of embraced its use in terms of defining how it's best used, how it's used to assist our thinking and not replace our thinking, and how we are able to master the things that are necessary, that are helpful, but also continue to challenge ourselves, and not just in AI, but in all fields of technology, to be early adopters and to learn how best to make life's work easy. Now, I heard Elon Musk say that he says the next challenge in the world will be, as we're all of our jobs are replaced by robots and they'll be able to do them better, then we're going to have a challenge about what is, because we define ourselves based on our roles. So what is our role? And how are we going to, in a sense, develop those things that we need to create a better civilization and a better world? Which leads us to our other major field of learning, which is how do we build a culture of encouragement that encourages our students to have great understanding and challenge each other. The world knows how to reach excellence through a kind of force and maybe even at the level of manipulation, but to reach excellence by creating an environment of encouragement and support, challenging each other to do better and better, is something that we really are striving to do, and students are at the forefront of leading how to develop that, as I'm sure you saw last night in the performances. One of the biggest ways that I think we learn about ourselves is how do we unite together to be of service? How do we unite together to be of service in our community? How do we read our social reality so we can figure out what it is that we could contribute? Because strategically, we're not a large organization, but in our community, we can make a real difference. And this was seen by our students becoming, entering into the public schools and helping kids that need help with reading, just developing encouraging relationships. And more all over, the teachers in other schools are appreciating that so much and trying to encourage and develop a greater understanding of how to be supportive in our own community, as well as the ones that we choose to support elsewhere. I did announce at the 30th anniversary that we want to try to develop new schools in the future, because Nancy Campbell is a micro school, and as a micro school we will never get bigger, because we don't like bigger. What we will do is have more schools, and so we hope to have 2 new schools in the next 5 years. We're not sure where yet, but that's So I want to conclude with a letter that, Dominica, aside from the fact that I was the cook, everybody did survive, and we went about visiting many places, but it was an odd situation because the grade 12s, not that we'd say that youth wait till the last minute to do things, but they organized the trip well, but it was getting later and later, and we landed in St. Kitts when they were in exam time. We couldn't use their auditoriums because they were set up for their annual exams at the end, and so I said, well, we'll perform to primary schools. We had this meeting with this guy who was trying to recover for the Ministry of Education, trying to say, they wanted us in schools, but they didn't know how they were going to get performances. So when I left it with them for the weekend, we were ready to set them up, but he really wanted us not to do that. So I wasn't sure really what the issue was, but let's just say he wanted to believe what we're going to do was valuable, but he couldn't quite figure out how it was going to happen. So, you know, he did set up these trips, and he even came to one of the performances. And I would say that, you know, they performed to literally thousands of students throughout Dominica, and the students, whether from elementary school or high school, were really moved. The largest Catholic school invited us to perform there, and it was a wonderful performance. And having been raised a Catholic, I had a certain kind of reverence for, you know, churches, and it was a beautiful Catholic church that we were. And when we got there, they said, "You're to perform in the church." And I thought, something's wrong with this picture. And I went in the church, and it looked like a Catholic church. Well, when I was taught as a Catholic, you know, we'd say, make the sign of the cross, and we'd back out because you're not to turn your back on the host. So let's just say I couldn't quite picture how the swing dance was going to go on the pulpit, or, you know, there, you know. And there was a writing that said in the future the stage is the pulpit, but in this case the pulpit was the stage. And that was a little overwhelming, so I sought out the priest and said, "Are you sure about this?" He said, "Oh yes, because we can't use the other ones the students want." So about 500 students came to the performance, and it was quite a performance. And afterwards, we received this letter from that same officer, and I don't know if you know a lot about the Caribbean, but generally speaking, when, you know, let's just say there's a little bit of a British formal way that happens in the Ministry of Education. So his words in this letter were really over the top, but I thought it was very moving. He said, "Dear Mr. Naylor, on behalf," and I would say that this could be said about any of the service groups and any of the students. "On behalf of the CEO, Mr. Francil Morris, our principals, and by extension, the Ministry of Education, I would like to express sincere appreciation to the Nancy Campbell Academy for the outstanding theatrical performances delivered across our schools during the period of Monday the 19th of May to Friday the 23rd. I am indeed happy that our children were afforded the opportunity to experience the depth and creativity of your students' performances. I was present at the Dr. William Connor Primary School and found the experience nothing short of spectacular. I observed the expressions on the students' faces as the audiovisual dramatizations and dances on social justice themes moved them through the range of emotions, which apparently I'm being moved through as well. Moved them through the range of emotions. Some students had teary eyes, visibly moved by the powerful, performances. After over an hour of captivating presentations, the students were still eager for more and literally demanded more. They clamored around your students, asking questions and sharing which parts they enjoyed the most. This level of post-engagement was particularly riveting, as it confirmed that the students genuinely connected with both the themes and the performances. This expressive arts approach to addressing social ills has great value and is worth exploring across our schools as a viable intervention strategy. In addition to its educational and emotional impact, theater arts also provides an avenue for positive socialization and offers additional health benefits through cardiovascular physical activity. Thank you, so basically does everything. Thank you for consenting to have your students perform at our schools. Let your students know that they are, and he underlined all this in big, bold, black letters, let your students know that they were awesome. We look forward to continued collaboration and future opportunities to enrich the lives of our students through the arts. Warm regards. So finally, I'd say one thing we always tell the students, is if you're really being of service, you don't have to tell us about it. We should be hearing it from others. Thank you.
Thank you. So we gave most of the awards to our graduates on the island, but there are a few special awards that we saved for this evening. And I would like to welcome the first presenter to, I'd like to welcome Karen Haslam, who's president of the Anglican Church Women from St. James Church. She has a very illustrious career behind her. She was the first woman elected MPP in the Perth riding, which is where we live, for those of you from afar. She was the second female mayor of Stratford, and she served as a teacher for many years as well. So please welcome Karen to present.
Unaccustomed as I am to speaking in public, it's always a pleasure to come and be part of this wonderful, wonderful opportunity to say thank you for all the students' work. The words, when you talk about what I've done, that was my community. That was what I gave to my community. And so community is very important to me, as is the Anglican Church Women of St. James Church. We call ourselves, during the sale, Anglican Church Workers, because it's quite an endeavor for the ladies in the ACW. I'm the youngest one, and I'm 20 years old. And so you can see that it's not easy to put on a fundraiser. And for the last 2 years, it's the students of Nancy Campbell Institute that have come to our aid. They come on a Saturday, they set up the tables, sometimes they just stood around and folded linen for us. They got involved in our community, and we loved them this year. And they come back at the end, and they put away some of those heavy tables and things like that. And this year, they were sitting around, and we love to talk to them, they're marvelous. And I was saying, you know, it's important to call your grandmother. And some of them said, well, you know, my grandmother said, and one young girl said, I call my grandmother every day. I jumped up and gave her a hug. It was just wonderful to hear that they had that feeling, not only for the community, but for their families. So we are really pleased to be able to offer a bursary to someone that is a worthy student, but also someone who does a lot in our community. Oh, about the sale, a couple of your students came back and bought things. One of the girls bought a mink coat. Ava, you still owe me $12. Could you see me later? And I appreciate the payment. But we're so pleased and so happy to be able to offer a bursary of $500 to a worthy student. And that student is, I don't know if it's a surprise or not, Reed Raquel. We are so pleased to offer this to Reed. We made dinner reservations for later.
Tonight I will be giving the Ami Maxwell Rouhani Spirit Award. For those of you who don't know, I am Ami Maxwell Rouhani. So, this award goes to the student who continuously encourages and energizes both peers and staff. This student works to uplift those around her and never wavers in her encouragement and kindness towards others. She is genuine and warm and positively impacts the lives of everyone at NCA each and every day. This award is named after the previous year's winner, which is me. And I'm very pleased to present this award to Miriam Elizabeth Stringer.
Hi guys, Sierra and I are here today to present the Alumni Award. This award recognizes the exemplary contributions of an alumnus to the culture and well-being of Nancy Campbell Academy. The recipients of this award have both tirelessly supported the school community in the past year.
Alham and Armam.
So we're always trying to figure out the order of how we do what, but you know, this time we were talking about the students achieve wonderful things academically and in service, and we thought, you know, how is it that such a thing could happen? And it is because there are people that support them from the very moment they walk in the door until the moment they leave, and many years later. And those are all of the staff of Nancy Campbell, which are the teachers, the residential staff, the cleaning staff, the audiovisual people, everybody that's here. So rather than thanking them at the end, what we thought we'd do is bring them all up as a demonstration of these are your supporters in the past and the supporters in your future, and always remember that. So if all the teachers could come up here, all the residential staff. So if the teachers could just start here and just make a whole line across. And speak to the stage.
You guys did it. You did it. I think about you guys a lot.
So there would be no way for us to adequately describe the contributions that these people make to the lives of all of our students. And so we're not going to try to do that. Just consider all of that hard work impossible to describe because it's phenomenal. So please take a bow. And since we, the next order of business is I have, you know, the school is operated in a very consultative way. Basically, they decide and they tell me what to do and I say yes and I go and do what I'm told. And of course, we all consult together. And they're a tough group to work with. They demand high standards of each other and they keep everything going with, you know, tremendous rigor. So I'd invite the management team to come up here, please. Mr. Rushdie, Ms. Wong. So every week we meet and consult and try to stay ahead of all the excitement that goes on. And we have a little gift for each of them because they're so wonderful as well. So I'm just going to present them. Kareem wants a kiss. So, would anybody be willing? Karen, thank you very much. In the words of the Minister Guy of Education, you guys are awesome. Our next presentation is the presentation for the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award. And who's presenting that? It's you.
So the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award recognizes a graduating student who has demonstrated exemplary community involvement throughout high school. This award is issued by the Ontario government. This year's recipient of this award has accumulated more than 3,000 hours in his high school career of service at Nancy Campbell Academy. We would like to award Terrell Soderstrom.
1,000 hours. How many weeks? That's a lot. I don't know if he did anything in school. Oh, good. So that meant he wasn't sleeping at night. That's all right then. This next award is the Governor General's Academic Medal. The bronze medal is awarded for academic excellence to the student who achieves the highest average upon graduating from a secondary school. We are very happy and pleased to present this award to Miriam Elizabeth. So the last, I think these are the last set of awards, correct? Okay, so this is the Junior World Citizenship Award. And so you're aware of what that means. Really the highest honor for graduates at Nancy Campbell. It's not a competitive award because we don't usually, no? What's, pardon me? Oh, I've said too much. Because we have the valedictorian speeches first for the grade 7 and 8s, the grade 8 graduates. Is that the correct thing to do? So yeah! Valedictorians for grade 8. Please.
Hi guys.
Hello.
My name is Lua.
And I'm Jonas.
That was the speech. Woo! Okay guys, let's get started. Hi everyone, my name is Lua and this is my fellow valedictorian Jonas. We are very excited to be representing our class today and we can't wait to tell you all about our class's experiences and growth, both academically and socially.
We're both giving this speech because we're gracefully given the role of valedictorian, and I feel like it's been an honor. For example, Lua here, she's a great classmate. She's always enthusiastic, making sure no one gets left behind. She always knows when people aren't feeling the best, and she always tries her best to pull them up.
And my good friend Jonas here is very generous, always thinking of others instead of himself. He's very self-aware, he compliments people and means it. He helps his classmates with their work and gives them great advice. And overall, he's just very helpful and completely and utterly selfless.
So at the start of the year, one of our very first assignments was to make a junior youth declaration on what it truly means to be a junior youth. We wrote this all together with our grade 7 friends. We tied in all aspects, such as how it feels, what we should do, and what this time period in our life should be like. Today, we would like to share this junior youth declaration with you.
As a junior youth, we are responsible for both ourselves and others. We must treat others the way we want to be treated and show respect in all situations. It's important that we offer and serve without being asked. In addition to service, we should strive to mature in every aspect of life, ignore distractions, and focus on developing our abilities. We are no longer children, but not yet full youth. We must work together to achieve things that we cannot do alone.
We should start asking ourselves questions like, why am I on this earth, and what do I want to contribute? We have the power to share knowledge, and before we act, we should consider if our actions reflect a noble attitude. Rather than dismissing others' ideas, we should help them learn and grow. By caring for our community, we can overcome apathy. As junior youth, we can learn from each other and serve with greater freedom. Treating one another with patience and kindness is essential to achieving our higher goals. And that is what it truly means to be a junior youth.
One strong example of how our class has grown this year, according to the Junior Youth Declaration, is the connection between each of our classmates. At the beginning of the school year, we were disunited, nervous to socialize, and had a hard time working together at times. Now, at the end of the year, we often still struggle with working together, but the whole class has seen a drastic change in our individual friendships and groups as a whole. We have all made some close friends with one another and build them every single day at school. When we do serve, we try to think about the possibilities on how we do it in a fashion of unity.
And one way we are building toward this unity is service projects, where our main goal is to contribute to the whole of our community. And to list a few examples, we went to TJ Dolan, it's a natural reserve, to pick out invasive species. Some classmates visited the Stratford Transit office and talked with the transit coordinator on electric buses and how they can improve the environment. We went to family homes as individual groups to discuss waste and consumption patterns and share more knowledge with them. And we split into groups for a different thing to go interview small manufacturers in our region to talk about what they do with their waste and how we can learn to keep up with our waste management. After doing that, we learned we could do a compost program. So that's what our class did, and we began a compost program that, even though some of us are leaving, we are hoping to keep up through the next year. And all of these were focused on our microregion of Huron-Perth. Part of taking action as a junior youth is doing it in your close community, and that's what we did. And being a promoter of community well-being. This year, our class grew a lot on our intellectual strengths, such as taking notes, asking powerful questions, and contributing ideas and energy to serve.
We would like to share some of the joyful moments we shared together which contributed to the unity of our class this year.
At the end of the first semester, one really joyful moment we had as a class, we went ice skating. Even though it was funny, some people did fall a few times. We all learned together and just shared that really joyful experience.
Our class often goes out for bubble tea at lunchtime, which some people pay for more often than others. And we've gone all together multiple times, and it's a great time.
You know, bus rides can be boring. Well, I do. But what I noticed is our class really doesn't, because they always make it fun. We always play games such as, I don't know if you guys heard this, Mafia, where everyone closes their eyes, you pick out roles, and it always brightens the mood. It makes everything feel nice, and I really enjoy that.
At the Royal Ontario Museum, our class visited the animal exhibit, and we really enjoyed looking at all the animals, and yeah.
Animals? You know, one more thing, we went to Canada's Wonderland, and it was really funny because some of us went on the Leviathan like 7, 8, 6 times and not nauseous at all. I don't know how they did that, but it was really funny, and it was just the best time.
As you know, the 7/8s did the step dance yesterday, which is also known as the Unity Dance. Now, our class has spent months preparing for this, and we truly do enjoy it, and it brings unity to the class.
So, on behalf of all our class, before we end this speech, we want to say a few more things and thank a few more individuals. Starting off, we would like to thank the parents of each of our classmates for driving us, paying tuition, encouraging us through all the hard times, helping with homework, and etc. We would also like to thank our teachers who have challenged us and taught us to the best of their abilities to provide us with knowledge. Starting with Dr. Walker, she's always lenient, positive, and gives fun little English assignments for us. Mr. Ritzma was always encouraging and patient, even when the class was being very rough. Madame Tim, even though French is a hard language, she somehow makes it fun and learnable for all of us. Mr. Simard is very gentle, and he's a strong builder of character and helps us learn when we're doing wrong things and never makes it a bad mood for us. And Ms. Rohani and Ms. Schaefer we'd like to thank for being able to bring our class together through acts of unity and service, even when we feel like we're separated. And to thank a few more teachers, Lua will go next.
I would like to thank Mr. Davis. On behalf of the class, my arch nemesis, this man has challenged us so much more than any teacher has ever done to anyone before. He pushed us past our limits, helped us learn new things about ourselves, and though he made it hard and put us in new, scary, vulnerable places, he helped us improve from our mistakes, and he never shamed us. Thank you, Mr. Davids.
Yeah. And I, on behalf of our class, would like to thank Ms. Tigas. She has helped us learn how to be truly unified as a class. She helped us learn when it's okay to be silly and when we should focus. She taught us how to help others when they're struggling instead of just focusing on ourselves. She helped us learn to love ourselves and love each other. She helped us truly act as one throughout our year. For example, we've done meditations in our class, which calm us down and give us that vulnerable moment where we can openly talk to each other about what we think is going wrong and how we can improve. And I feel like this brought us closer than ever before. And we couldn't have done this without you, Ms. Tigas. So on behalf of the class, I sincerely thank you.
We would like to thank Ms. Tash Kaur. She has led our service as a true leader. She has helped us learn new concepts and question everything past the surface. We have learned to push everything to a greater level of service and strive for unity wherever we go. She has taught us that in service we should never blame, but instead lift up our community and show them how to better ourselves. Once we have been taught in an environment such as this, we were able to uplift our community. To close our speech, we want to offer some inspiration to our fellow graduates. We would like to share a quote. Oh, never mind, I'm reading that. Rise up in such wise and with such qualities as to endow the body of this world with a living soul, to bring this young child humanity to the stage of adulthood, so far as ye are able, and with tenderness rejoice and cheer ye every heart. Care for the stranger as one of your own. Show the alien souls the same loving kindness ye bestow upon your faithful friends.
As we progress in our transformation from children to adults in this stage, we should be the most open to others and beneficial to society. Think of your neighbors and fellow man as the closest friends you've ever had. Treat each person as an equal. See each person with graceful eyes. In this stage of life, we should never be exclusive to one person or another. Our lives should be full of friends, families, neighbors, and even strangers, all playing an important role in the development of junior youth to make and transform their behaviors, attitude, etc. into a selfless, generous, and kind adult. This young time prepares us for a long life of prosperity.
Here's my interpretation of this quote. As junior youth, we have so much to offer. We have love, we have kindness, and we have the capacity to be hard workers. So many people in life don't seize the opportunity to help others and work to their true potential, which saddens my heart. However, I know a lot of people that were actually able to achieve this in life. And when you feel like you're truly able to help someone and help them in their heart, you feel a sense of euphoria. That's what I think this quote means. Reaching your full potential and having a pure heart to lift up those around you. So to all my peers, friends, teachers, and fellow humans, we are all moving forward in life, whether you're going to a new school, new country, or just staying right where you are. Move forward with passion, justice, and a longing to do better every single day. Keep on going is something that I have learned from this year and from this quote. Thank you.
Thank you, valedictorians from grade 8. You did a wonderful job. We have the World Citizenship Award, the Junior World Citizenship Award, to be presented. And as I said, it's the highest award that somebody would get in grade 8 or in grade 12. And we have the Light Upon Light Award that happens every semester, which is kind of a build-up over the 4 years in high school. And then a student could be awarded the World Citizenship Award. It's not a competitive award, but the condition is that all the teachers consult about it and all have to be in agreement that a student get that award, you know. So it's a very intense discussion always about that, and it's kind of like the idea that these students have demonstrated wisdom, taken kind of a moral leadership role, and have good judgment at the level that they receive it. So there are 2 awards being given to the grade 8 class. One is Jonas, and the other is Lua. So the next, during the 30th anniversary, there was interviews conducted with students who were there from grade 12, who had different things to say about the grade 12 year. And Bennett Naylor put it together for a grade 12 video. There's also another slideshow later, but this is the grade 12 video, which we'll all hear.
A tremendous amount of academic growth in many members of this class. I feel like we've been blessed to have quite a few of this graduating class with us from grade 9 forward. So seeing them navigate the early stages of high school through to its ending point has been pretty brilliant to see.
NCA not only incorporates academics, but also they care about your spiritual development. And I feel like it's something very crucial in your life that you're gonna take throughout your whole journey.
I think the way I've grown the most is through service. Through the school, I was able to go serve in a different country in the Caribbean for 3 months. Through all these ways of service that I've been doing, like I've been able to accumulate like a couple thousand service hours. So I think that's the way that I've grown the most as a person.
My confidence has grown a lot. When I came here, I wasn't that confident. I've grown
and like building relationships. I mean, like where I'm from, like sometimes like you like have like little beefs or whatever, and like here, like you might, but then like we're like, we'll talk about it, we'll get over it, we'll move on.
I feel like a sense of security here. I think I can feel that every teacher are always be there when you need them.
In schools I've been in the past, you can get a sense from the teachers that they don't really want to teach, they're just doing it for the pay. Every teacher that I've come across in this school, they really want to help the student grow, and they want you to succeed.
Just a smaller environment as well. You get to connect to people a lot closer, and yeah, it just feels like a family from the beginning I walked in.
Yeah, we live together, we eat together, we celebrate our like highs and lows together, and yeah, that's basically a family, isn't it? Like, yeah, that's what you typically do with your family. So yeah.
The most memorable is a lot of part like teachers and also classmates, and then the grade 11 service trip. Like when we go to Brazil, very memorable. Yeah.
What will I miss most about the school is definitely going to be the extracurricular activities, wildfire and service trips. But every time I went to a service trip, it just felt like I was part, like I'm embracing what I'm learning in this environment in overseas, which is crazy to me. It made me realize like I'm part of something much bigger than only myself.
I've never met teachers as cool as the teachers here at Nancy Campbell. From my old school, they were all very boring, but here they have their own personalities, their own characters. Yeah, it's really fun to go into class.
There's so much opportunity here to be able to get involved in a whole bunch of things, and there's so much joy and so many people like ready to bring you in.
Like we just don't take the fact that we're all close together and we all get to live together, seriously enough, and I'm definitely gonna really miss everyone. Thanks for every teachers for my education, and thanks for their patience. Also, I feel so grateful for meeting everyone here.
Although it's hard to build a haven, just keep trying to do it. Just try to do your best, do NC's best to do it. Yeah, that's all.
Just thanks, and I will miss you guys. If you were welcomed by other people when you first came, then make sure that you are that welcoming person to other people when they first come.
Just have fun, guys. There's only 30,000 days in your life. Just go for it, enjoy it. Take the time you have and like make the most you can out of it. Because before you'll know it, you'll be where we are, graduating.
Enjoy and cherish the moments that you have in this environment, because Nancy Campbell is a unique place. This is something really special, because once you go to university or another school, you're not gonna experience being able to excel academically and progress spiritually. Just enjoy and cherish the moments that you have with these people. And I always thank Miss Tammy for her food.
I hope that they keep doing more of what they've already really started doing. Meaning, don't forget that when you're feeling bogged down by the commitments of your academic or work life, that there's a bigger world out there than only that, and to be committed to making that contribution to community building that really does make a difference in the lives of others and thereby enriches their own life. So I hope they have a really rich life, but true riches are in the relationships they keep building and encouraging to grow, and I hope they keep supporting each other as they have really tried to do. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you
right here talking to you about another path. I looking back to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride. I'm sure my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. I've come a long way from where we began. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood comes first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last road. Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day.
So I'd now like to welcome up the valedictorians of the grade 12 class, Miriam and Joseph.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Miriam Hill. This is Jose Katunda. If you were at the showcase last night, we were your MCs, and now we're also the grade 12 valedictorians. So our school, Nancy Campbell Academy, it stands out because of our moral framework, right? And that moral framework is outlined by the 19 moral capabilities, which are statements of high morality that we strive to achieve. And I was reflecting on the 19 moral capabilities, and I realized that the one that speaks most to our class says, encouraging others and bringing happiness to their hearts. So the encouragement that we show each other, it comes in many forms. A lot of it is making each other laugh. Terms of endearment, ironic or not, and a lot of nicknames that most of us have received. Also just saying, like, you got this when somebody's nervous, and mentoring the younger grades.
Guys, before I actually start talking, I just want to share. They're always trying to put me on the spotlight, and I don't really like this. But I guess I'm already here, so I'm gonna have to talk. Ooh. Okay, so tonight, before we acknowledge the graduates, we have to acknowledge the people that made it possible for us to have an awesome experience while here. Firstly, our beloved teachers, the kitchen staff, our principals and vice principals, to Mr. Zippel, the school, the board, and everyone who makes the service trip happen. Everyone who works in the media, on the media. Everyone who works behind the scenes who we don't even know about. As a class, we've bonded with a few staff members in particular.
and we would like to thank them individually. Where's Mr. Davids? Wait. Oh, I see you. We're gonna start from you. Yes. Mr. Davids, who welcomed us to the real world in grade 11 with tough, strict, he's super strict and tough, but at the same time, he gives a lot of love, and he's a very sarcastic guy. Nobody likes sarcasm. He guided us through fear and laughter, and he gives really, really good advice, guys. Guys, if you ever need like somebody to check up on you, please, you want to leave your contact for them? No? Please, talk to Mr. Davies. He's really good at that. He's been a backbone for many of the students that had problems in the school. He's like basically like a parent to us. I don't know who's laughing, but whatever.
Mr. Christian Lepay is such an excellent teacher. He's so passionate and he's ridiculously patient with us. He even spends his breaks like at lunch and after school to help us, just because he cares so much. And we'll forever be grateful for you swooping in and saving our math grades and our opinion of math.
To Mr. Risma. When you take a Mr. Risma course, education takes on new meaning. He's constantly getting our minds blown. Because he cares about every single student so much that he brings out the natural curiosity in every one of us. And after a Mr. Risma course, really, with our worldview changed. And Mr. Risma actually, hey, I know you guys might know this by my accent, but English is not my first language. That's I don't want to brag, but let's just say it's not my first language. So Mr. Risman, I met Mr. Risman when I was 11 years old, and this man literally taught me English. If I can be speaking up, if I'm here able to speak right now, it's because of that man. Yeah.
Dr. Walker is the fairest teacher. She's a good example of a teacher who pushes you, but she doesn't make you cry. She always would have an interesting lecture or a play, a casually large vocabulary for us. And you might think that she's pretty mellow and chill, but we know that once she's had to deal with our insanity for about 3 years, she broke out the meter stick.
No, okay, this is to Benny. Where's Benny? Benny? Oh. Thank God, because I was gonna. Okay, this is to Benny. Benny made, as a dance teacher, he made every dance feel like a true team effort. With his teasing and storytelling, by the way, he's a great storyteller. He shows us leadership and distinction, that as youth, we don't have to wait to move the world. We can move the world starting wherever we are. Like, you can be any age, you can be any gender, ethnicity, it doesn't really matter where you are. But Benny, he showed us that you can move the world being yourself, or, you know, it doesn't really matter your financial state, it doesn't matter your physical state, wherever. Like, you can move the world as youths as well.
Miss Tammy Goin. She made us feel truly cared for every day with her kind words, with her embodiment of selfless service, and we also thank her for amusing us with picking on her kids.
Okay, this is to Mr. G, the backbone of the school. He's always there to help you with any problems, especially when it comes to tech.
You can always count on Mr. G. He's a very. You wanna record yourself maybe because we're talking about you. He's multitasking, Comtech. It's so weird. Sometimes as a Pilates teacher. Yeah, he brings the community together, and you can always be yourself around Mr. G. Thank you, Mr. G.
Ms. Soderstrom has put up with our chaos more than anybody for the last 3 years. Actually, no, she's been part of our chaos for the last 3 years. She's one of the most welcoming and chill people inside and outside the classroom. And when we think back to our time here, I think a lot of us are going to be thinking about your classes, particularly grade 12 bio. Although that was half Carter's fault.
Okay, so now we're going to move to the acknowledgement to every teacher. Every staff member. We want to say thank you to every single teacher and staff member. Mr. Naylor, Mr. Romani, Ms. Schaefer, Ms. Naylor Tim, Ms. Wong, Mr. Rushdie, Ms. Roy, Ms. Sahil, Ms. Soderstrom, Ms. Elliott, Mr. Gutierrez, Ms. Tammy, Ms. Tim, Bennett, and all the past teachers as well. Each of you puts your heart and soul in your go to work when you show up every single day, and it has impacted us so much. Thank you to every staff member and all the teachers.
I didn't exactly follow that list, so just to be sure, I really hope that we did get everyone. Every single one of you has put your heart and soul into showing up to work every day. And like has been said before, actually multiple times, is that there's a real difference that's felt in the Nancy Campbell community because the staff members truly, truly care, not just about fulfilling course requirements, but for truly, in whatever way they can, helping the students develop. And a lot of that is made possible because there's such a supportive environment as well. So thank you so much. Ms. Roya, Ms. Fan, Ms. Zuleika, Ms. Gloria, Mr. Eugene Pace, Mr. Sohail, Mr. Soderstrom, Mrs. Elliott, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Samard, Mr. Nail, Ms. Tigist, Ms. Tashikor, Ms. Tammy Baker, Ms. Tim, Bennett, and all of our past teachers as well. Also to all of the parents and families, thank you so, so much for giving us up 4 years in advance to study here. It's changed us all tremendously. I've seen evidence of that in so many classmates. And it couldn't have happened without your trust in us and in the school, your dedication, your sacrifices, and your support and encouragement. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Now we're going to move on to the student acknowledgements, and we're going to start with Eric. So Eric is like a brother to me. He's very intelligent, incredibly determined, and very passionate about culture and politics. If you ever debate with him, you know what I mean, because he's always like, we're communists. Something along those lines that like, you can't even say anything, you're like, you know, you got it, bro, you won, you know? Eric single-handed represented the Chinese community in St. Kitts and Nevis. With his pride, has become an unforgettable part of our student community and family in just a short time of a year. You're gonna be greatly missed, Harry. Oh. Imagine, this is so embarrassing, I even missed the name and I said he's almost like my brother. I forgot his name, what's his name again? I was just joking.
You're gonna be greatly missed, Eric. And you can't talk about Eric without Erica because their names just, just close. So, Erica, just in 2 years, She's become one of my closest friends. Erica is very smart, supportive, and she's a lifeline for younger Chinese students, like their translator, guide, and big sister, all in one. We love her energy, her humor, even when she's out of pocket, and her heart. Thank you so much, Erica, and I'm gonna miss you, probably not these people. Sorry guys, it's me again. I'm not following up with the schedule. Right. Jerry. Jerry's been with yeah, you did one. Jerry's been with us since grade 9. When I first met him in ESL online. For some reason, I don't know what he was doing in ESL because he could speak perfect English. And he took my spot from being the best student. Like, I was on a streak, guys. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm doing so good at English. And this Jerry guy just comes, hi, my name is Jerry, and I'm from China. What do you mean you're from China, bro? With that American accent. Yeah. So Jerry, he's incredibly smart. He's grounded and always willing to help. He's a talented pianist player, strong basketball player as well. And someone we'll definitely miss, especially for his playful teasing. I lied. What I meant is we're gonna miss you, Jerry, wherever you are. I don't know where you are. Where are you? I don't know.
Carter. This man, if you can believe it, was so shy in grade 9. Now he's the one who turned our collective suffering into a unifying experience by complaining loudly about the workload and the lack of coffee. He's always quick to stand up for people, and he's become quite a leader. He's done so much underappreciated service around the school too, and will be greatly missed.
Angelina.
Oh yeah!
Angelina is one of the kindest and most approachable people in our grade 12 community. She's so cool, but like, I didn't know she was that cool. Because in Dominica, I learned she could speak German. Like, what? Like, we were just, like, yeah, she can speak German. We were in Dominica, and there was this one guy, I don't even know why the guy spoke German in Dominica, that's so weird. But like, she was like, I'm not gonna repeat what she said, but she was like, something along the lines of German, and I was like, what, you speak German, since when? I was like, oh yeah, I've been German. It was like, ich Deutschland something. I was like, bro, what? This is so cool, I didn't know that about you. Yeah, but about Angelina is that she's always giving back. She's really helpful to the community. Every time she doesn't have class, she actually offers herself to help with the grade 10 WCC. She's actively engaging in service work, and we truly appreciate her generosity and warmth. Thank you, Angelina. Guys, sorry, I gotta actually follow up with the schedule. I keep. Okay, Reed. Reed is so cool, like genuinely, not in a business way though, like not, yeah, but in a way that he brings people together. He's deeply thoughtful. Every time you ask him, you're gonna be actually really surprised. He's a very, very smart man. He brings people together. He's always there to share his insight about the world, and he does it with style. He's an amazing dancer, a gifted singer, in the shower only, and a true cultural force in our class. We will miss you, our Atlanta warrior. Where are you? Sydney. Guys, this is the first person I can actually see.
Okay, great. So Sydney is basically our own Adele. She can impersonate almost every single artist you can think of perfectly. But beyond the talent, she's very confident, hilarious, and plans to become the best lawyer that you will ever meet. Like, in terms of like actually knowing how to do her job and looking good.
Just admit I was better than you at law!
That's not true.
Actually, Sydney said that she was going to go into law because she wanted to be the hottest lawyer in the courtroom.
Ken. Oh yeah, Ken. I hope he's paying attention because usually he doesn't, but we're talking about him now. Ken, can you hear me? Ken? No? Fine. So Ken, I'm really gonna miss Ken because Ken is really, really funny without trying. And he's one of the best hidden talents that you will ever meet, especially singing. Because did anybody here know that Ken could sing? He's a really, really good singer, just like Reed in the shower. Yeah, you brought us joy, not by being loud, but just by being you. He's a quiet, we call him the quiet legend because he's never talking. He only talks when he's talked to. You'll be greatly missed, Ken. I hope you paid attention. We love you, Ken.
As long as I've known her, Ivy's door has always been open to so many friends, for deep conversation, for setting brain rot trends, and for offering wisdom when you're in a pickle. I've always admired Ivy so much, to the point that I was intimidated by her. But it's all good now, we're besties. And Ivy is fiercely ambitious. Everything that she does in service, as a friend, and in studying so hard is with the sole purpose of improving the lives of the people around her and the world at large. And that's so admirable.
When I first met Judy, I thought she was 12 years old. 2 years later, I'm pretty sure she's 10. But she's 10 with the wisdom of someone much older. Every time I think of Judy, I think of a mirror. Now the reason why is because she's always dancing in front of a mirror.
I don't know how many of you met Dora, but Dora was one of our graduates, and she was always dancing in front of the mirror. And I think Judy, she just had to keep Dora's legacy alive by dancing in front of the mirror every single day. Yeah. Judy, she's very, very insightful when asked, and she's very quiet, and we love you being quiet because most of the great talks are super, super loud. I'm talking about Carter. But yeah, Judy, you will greatly be missed, especially dancing in front of a mirror and your quiet insights. Thank you so much, Judy. We're gonna miss you. Sorry. Arsam is a proof that friendship goes beyond language. He's an amazing friend, an amazing cook, an amazing ultimate tech guy. He's all the A's. We're gonna definitely miss Arsam screaming in the hole, Mr. Jim! Because I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Arsam, to me, in my point of view, he's like Mr. G's second hand. If you're looking for Mr. G, you can just ask Arsam. And if you're looking for Arsam, you can just ask Mr. G. Like, they're synced. Arsam is going to study cuisine, which is so interesting. He taught me how to crack an egg. Not that I didn't know before, but yeah, it's so cool. And Arsam, who's Arsam? Chitori, I hope that was I love you in how do you say I love you? Chitori? How are you? Are you serious?
I'm just gonna say it in English. We love you, Arsam, and we're so glad that we hired you. Thank you so much, Arsam.
Okay, it's actually my turn this time. Sorry. Keep passing the mic back and forth. Okay. Terrell is back there somewhere?
Yeah, Terrell.
Terrell has such incredible initiative. He's the one who convinced us to go on the grade 12 service trip. And of course there was his perfume business in grade 11. And was it because of that? I don't know. But he's decided to go into business and being an entrepreneur in the future too. And he has over 3,000 hours of service personally. I wanted to be the one to deliver that news to you, but it was already given, yeah. And he's only been here for 3 years, actually, not 4. So that makes it all the more impressive. And he also can make anybody laugh when the vibes have gotten a little too serious, just by saying the wildest things. The sophistication of our class's humor is down here, and it's his fault, I swear.
Marcus is both physically. So Marcus is both physically and mentally strong. He's smart, sharp, and speaks with real insights on global and political and economical issues. He's the perfect example that you can be smart and fun at the same time. And he's an academic weapon as well. Thank you, Marcus. We're gonna miss you having you in the grade 12 community. Leo. Oh, I'm so glad I can talk about Leo. Because now he's gonna listen and not, just talk. But Leo, he speaks more with his actions than words. Sometimes you're talking to him and he's just, and he's never gonna reply to you, although even he has to be something that really matters to him, so you can get a okay. Like if you get an okay from Leo, it means like you're actually talking something really, really important. He's one of the few that scored a 10% on the Waterloo contest, and I was super impressed. I was like, what? No wonder why this guy is making friends with anyone. It's because he's like too busy studying for his context or wherever. And he always brings a quiet energy to the group, and we'll miss him a lot. Thank you so much, Leo. Feruza. Although Feruza is not with us tonight, I'm still gonna talk about her. Feruza is such a dynamic person. She works in the kitchen and studies hard, and still finds time out of her day to bring laughter and good energy everywhere she goes. I understand Feruza in an emotional level, not logically, because some of the stuff she says is only between her and God. But yeah, Feruza has been really a light to our grade 12 class. She's really funny, really insightful as well when we're debating, and we were so glad to have Feruza along these 2 years with her. Thank you so much, Feruza, wherever you are in the world right now.
Nobody knows anybody like Jose, but we all know Jose because he always gets he always takes the time to get to know every single person. And if you noticed, I made him do all of the speeches on the people because he actually knows everybody. And his indiscriminate teasing is a big part of what brought us together as a class. You know, things like popping up out of nowhere like a leprechaun and stealing all your goldfish and then running away. But a few words of wisdom. Do not listen to his life hacks, and do not open his Instagram reels.
Guys, you guys can actually open my Instagram. They're not that bad, I promise. Okay, I'm so glad I can talk about Miriam, because Miriam, I'm pretty sure by all the grade 12s, we consider her the smartest. But in my day, the thing I like to do the most is just go and just mess with Miriam. She's just so funny, because like she's always so like locked in her studies, and I just gotta go there and like scare her to death. You know, she's studying. I'm not gonna actually scream, but she knows what I'm talking about. Miriam has been a backbone to the school in various ways. She's a very serviceable person. She's always there for everyone. I don't even know how she comes with those service opportunities. Like, sometimes it's just like every single day, how do you even do that? Like, how do you take time out of your day to actually go and talk to these people like, oh, how can Nancy Campbell students come and help you? Every single time she goes, who is it, Mr. Rushdie? Every single time that Mr. Rushdie asks, is there any announcements? And then I see Miriam walking up, I'll be like, oh my God, no way, there's no way. And then if I'm sitting beside somebody, I'm gonna tell them, 3, 2, 1. Guess what Miriam gonna say? Guess. Guys, I have another service opportunity. Like, what do you mean? Weren't you there yesterday? Like, what? Is that not done? It's just like, Miriam, to me, Miriam is, I don't know how to explain this, but like, she's very special to our grade 12 community, definitely, because she's so smart, but she's not smart to the point where she doesn't have any fun. Because Miriam, when she's like on her own, like she can have fun both on her own and with other people, which I find is something very, very interesting. And thank you so much for always being, I didn't mean it that way, guys, but thank you so much for always being that person that's always there for everyone. I feel like this is, even for me, like, even if I know a lot of people, like, it's still hard for me to connect with them in a deeper level. And like, Miriam, I was fortunate to serve with her. And she has a different way of serving. Like, if she's told to do something, like, let's say, I gotta go and outreach to Jonas, like, I gotta go talk to him because I wanna invite him somewhere. I'm gonna go in and be like, do you wanna come to this place? Maybe, I don't know. And then you see Miriam just go, hi, what's your name? I'm Miriam. What do you like doing? It's just like she tries to know the person in a deeper level, which I find is so interesting. Which I think this is a very, very important quality for, you know, outreaching and all this service type of stuff. But Miriam, I'm pretty sure not only me, but every single grade 12 is very fortunate of having you. Thank you so much for always being here. Sorry, I forgot, I just remembered. I want to say thank you to the village. You know who you are. Tina, Kalaika, my brother, Benny. Guys, I'm so sorry if I forgot your name. I promise I'm trying my best. Just a lot going on right now. But thank you to all these people. I probably could have made it without them. Thank you so much, guys.
The 18 of us have done, in our time here, 9,380 hours of service. And that's just a number, but it's a small representation of what our class has already done for humanity. And there are so many important deeds that are never logged. Like bringing joy to each other day in and day out. We know that we don't have to wait to make a difference in the world. We make a difference with every conversation, every bit of encouragement, every time that we educate ourselves and go out and teach the younger generations. Every time that we connect with the wider community here and abroad. And please don't let it end here. Let us go out into this messed up world and try to help every soul we meet the way that we've helped each other to grow. We have graduates this year that are going into sports, business, culinary arts, education, military, medicine, engineering, the sciences, and the trades. We also have graduates this year who will be de facto leaders and mentors in their communities because of their qualities of care and perseverance. People who will be parents who will raise the next generation to keep doing this work for humanity. And people who will continue to be dearly cherished in every community that they're a part of and confirmed in every task that they undertake. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Jose and Miriam. I think you did a good job of acknowledging all of the students and teachers, and we appreciate your efforts to bring us closer to everybody. So once again, thanks to the valedictorians. So the last thing of the evening before the dance party, which several of the young ones are asking me about, when is the dance party, will be the World Citizenship Award. And this year there are 10 recipients of the World Citizenship Award. These well-rounded individuals will have achieved academic excellence as well as offered a significant contribution to society and shown a constellation of characteristics such as academic excellence, demonstrated moral capabilities, courtesy and respect, a level of dedication to the development of the school and contribution to the growth of the entire community, both here and abroad. We're going to call your names, and please come up and receive your award.
The first award goes to Marcus Jared Ethan Cremasco.
Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance to do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
The second award goes to Fong Ziyang Eric. Third award goes to Carter Ethan Gloin. Miriam Elizabeth Scringer Hill. Jose Carrillo Catunda. Long Shin Judy. Alsam Maleknia. And last but certainly not least, Terrell John Raheem Silva. Celebrating the grade 8 and grade 12 graduates. Can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you to all the staff members who worked very hard to make this evening happen, and thank you to all the families who came to support the school and our graduates. And please enjoy the dance. Thank you also to the Wonderful Hotel staff for hosting us.